far as the way he wants to move his body. Chances are that 3 or 4 or 5 rounds around here, he's going to start to actually, okay, it's already happening. Starting to seek the heel. We're getting it on that front left. Can you see how he's actually moving differently? Everybody see that? How crazy is that? He's elongated, right? You see the pectoralis muscles starting to get jiggly. We want jiggly pectoralis muscles, not on our girlfriends, but certainly on our horses, right? Can you see how the windows are starting to move and the muscles behind the shoulder? See them flexing? Can you see? This pumping, right? Before that wasn't moving at all. He's trying to engage underneath here. We're starting to see a little bit of that gluteal muscle starting to engage. And he's actually reaching forward, seeking the heel. Parasympathetic nervous system. And he's starting to look a little bit like a different horse. Now, the cool thing about this is that the more we walk him at this moment, we'll have a bracket of time that we'll just get that in there. Because, and I actually taught a seminar that a woman who is a vet brought her mule to me. And she's like, my husband and I both vets, we're taking this mule everywhere, we can't figure out what's going on. And I don't know if you'll notice, the lighting in here may not be as good, but what happens when they're in the parasympathetic nervous system, they'll get shinier. And that's because your neurology is turned on all the way to the skin. And she's like, oh, that's just really too weird for me. But when it happened with her mule, she's like, okay, that's pretty weird. Okay, is anybody in pain? Do we have anybody in pain? Okay, do I want to volunteer? Come on up. I want to change one thing. I want to do what we did to him so you can feel. Nice. Look, see, even nicer. Okay. Can you see the more we're walking him, the more comfortable he is? Let's stick him in the other direction. Kind of walk him a little bit. Let's just. Oh, come on. Okay, so tell me what's going on. We want to evaluate her. So here we have this lovely horse whose name is Faye. Fran, sorry. Already. That's a nervous system thing. Okay. And so tell me a little bit about what's happening for you.
Me, first of all, that causes me obviously, unless I think about it, alignment of hip. Hip causes neck.
Okay. So let's watch her walk off. So she's the rider of this horse. Let's have her walk off, and I want you to kind of look and see, how do you think, if the horse has neuroplasticity, if the horse is going to change underneath this body, which is exactly what happens, you can come back and kind of let him rest a little bit. Look how nice he is. He's starting to look very different, isn't he? Okay, so we have a look. What do we think? If you were a horse, do you want her on your back? And why? Right? What else? Is she in the parasympathetic nervous system? Is she going to be relationship oriented? Okay, so if she's teaching her horse and she's trying to be very kind, right, but she also is overcoming the sympathetic nervous system, right? She's going to be a little edgy sometimes, right? Because the thing that's going on inside of her that her body has to overcome, just like it was in his, is this thing about it's me. The body wants to basically shell itself away from everyone and do whatever it needs to do. Fight, flight, faint, right? And in that, you become, it's interesting, because I don't know if you've noticed, like since you've had more pain, is it easy for you to remember things?
Is it easier for me to remember?
Remember.
Oh God, no, I just
Right.
stuff that.
No, wait. Honestly, that's neurology, because in the sympathetic nervous system, you won't remember anything. Why would you? If I'm going to kill you right now, the thing that you need is the moment, focus, and to preserve yourself. You don't need to remember your doctor's appointment tomorrow and say,
Oh, that's my excuse from them. Brilliant.
And so it's really interesting that we have a whole culture of children who are ADD or ADHD. You look at their bodies and of course they're in the sympathetic nervous system. And you know, the interesting thing is that, I don't know if you've ever gotten into a fight with a partner or spouse or a child, or even somebody if you're working, at a counter. When you're in this nervous system, and if I engage you in that nervous system, say, you came to the post office and you wanted 5 stamps and I charged you for 12 and you walk away, the moment that we engage in that, you're going to be coming from that sympathetic nervous system, which is, it's about your life. It's not about the stamps, because you can't be relationship So one of my tricks is always to kind of look and see where someone's coming from. You don't even want to engage in a relationship-oriented interaction if they're not in a nervous system that they can, right? So he can't do it. You can't do it. And so, what I want to do is I want to do the exact same thing that we did to him. I do it. So, and we're going to see if it changes anything. First, I'm going to find her natural vertical. And so I want you to just kind of relax and a little trust here. And I would tell you that at some moment I worked on lots and lots and lots of animals. Then I worked on lots and lots and lots of damaged people. Now I work on lots and lots and lots of damaged animals. And who do you think is more difficult?
If it's worked, I want to take you home in my suitcase.
Okay, so what do we see? Is she any different?
Yeah, the swing's more level on her shoulders.
Uh-huh. And her body looks younger in the movement? Do you see? Right. She's more fluid in the movement. She's not kind of...
It feels much more fluid.
Uh-huh.
Really does.
So I'd like for you to walk backwards with me a little bit. And gently walk backwards, just gently. So find that place where you're just, it's like a Zen walk. Just like really comfortable in this place. Because again, we want to remap this neurology for you because the pattern, your neuroplasticity, is a brace. It's so you know you have pain, right? Inside, your body's dealing with pain, and you're trying to be relationship oriented. Oh, yes. Okay.
I actually
suffered here. Very nice. Okay. So in the neurology, it takes about 6 or 8 passes. So walk around now, and let's see again. Is she any different? We can start to see some interesting changes. For me, I'm seeing changes in the thoracic. Her body's starting to open up in the shoulders. Again, not perfect. I haven't fixed everything. I've just offered her body one thing. What do you think? Do you like it? Yeah. You see the differences? Okay. Well,
what was that?
She's better with the horse. Walk over to them and let them see your eyes, because their eyes are very dilated. So you'll have the opportunity. You should kind of look around. That's right. So isn't that interesting? Right? Okay, so that's one of the ways you know, unless there's drugs or other things involved. But that's one of the ways.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. You're welcome very much. All right, any questions? 1,000 questions? No questions? No. That was it. That we just entered her parasympathetic nervous system. So what I like to do is, So my history is working with animals and people who are very damaged. You know, people who, at some moment in time, my practice was like 100% people that had sexual abuse or you name it, and I've really seen it in my practice because it really was, hi, Dr. Karen, you're my last hope for many, many, many years. That said, some treatments may be very similar, but each treatment is really to enhance your body, the horse's body, open them up to their fullest potential. And every time I see you, I want your body going either forward or backward into that parasympathetic nervous system so that things are very different every time. When I went to chiropractic school, it was kind of like, wait a minute, I have one opportunity to pop this back. If I get it wrong, I can't go back. And I'm doing the same thing over and over. So for me, it was, and I'm like I said, science geek as well as a kind of a spiritual geek as well. And in that, I just said, you know, this doesn't work for me because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, so the things that I know to be true, that if you have a body, every moment it is striving to its highest potential. Every moment. If he has a body, so what's in the way? What have we created that's in the way of him fully expressing and also being young, right? When you're in pain, you cannot be young. You cannot be vital at all because it's not in your neurology. You can do anything you want. You can start jogging and da-da-da-da. If you're not in the right neurology, you actually damage yourself. So how many things have we seen? We say, oh, running's great, or oh, running's not great. For me, it's like, tell the bigger story. If you run in a parasympathetic nervous system, wonderful. Our bodies are made to move. Once the moment we don't move, right? Again, the flip side of neuroplasticity, right? The bright side of neuroplasticity, right? And with every heel fall, every time my heel hits the ground, I'm affirming my parasympathetic nervous system. Every time his heel hits the ground, he is affirming his parasympathetic nervous system. When Colleen was talking about Priscilla, it was really great. Last year I evaluated a course and they said, part of your problems, a huge amount of your problems is the way he's shod. He hits toe first and like really toe first. And so she didn't know me. And she finally said, do you have any idea what I do, Dr. Karen? I said, no, I don't. I'd love to know what you do. And she said, I do orthobionomy and I teach kids who have special needs. I'm like, well, that's really cool. She goes, I'm on board with you because you cannot teach a child who is a toe walker anything. So she said, before I teach them how to read, or we get into their program of what they need to learn, I teach them to walk and heel. And that woman has followed me around the country this year as much as she can because she's just like, nobody ever mentioned this about horses. And it's not really available for this because, again, I've done lots of body work and I finally said, you know what, I really need to start talking about this because there's so many horses, the majority of the horses. This horse, who you all would ride, I would not ride as a courtesy to him and an honor to him until we find his parasympathetic nervous system where he can, you know, learn, be my partner, enjoy what's going on, and that every step I take on him is building him better, and me too. So that's my platform.
Is there like any at-home things you can do? Like what would you recommend?
Yes. Okay. So at-home things. You want to go home and you want to first of all evaluate your horse, right? So have somebody walk your horse and pretend they're not yours, and you really want to look at this heel, you know, footfall, heel fall thing, and it's essential. And for me, I really dissect the foot in the way that we have so many ideas about what farriers say and how the foot should strike the ground. And from my perspective, the foot should strike the ground in the way that it supports the horse in the best way possible. So when you look and if you say, oh my gosh, my horse has toe and not heel, right? There's toe first and not heel. You really want to look and see how much pressure there is into the coronet band. He has a lot of pressure into the coronet band. So if I look at only certain things, I'd say, I already know this horse is in the sympathetic nervous system. You want to make sure that the bulbs, every time the horse is stepping on the ground, that the bulbs are loading. And it's really fun because, you know, I started making jokes to some girlfriends of mine. I'm like, you know, I'm making this up as far as making it that it is true. It's absolutely true. But as I teach it, it's really mine to teach. And so, since it's a female teaching, and I'm around male farriers all the time as I'm doing this, right? I said, I want voluptuous double D bulbs. And you can actually trim a foot just by looking at the bulbs itself and find exactly how this horse needs to walk, just by looking from behind and making sure how they're hitting the ground and how the bulbs are loading. So that's one thing. The next thing is that you really want to make sure that this area is intact. So some of what I did, you can go home and do just what I did, which is come underneath here and find how comfortable and safe your horse feels with you. So I'm just holding under the jaw, and if anybody wants to come up, I'd be glad to show you. Just holding under the jaw, and then you're just kind of going to rock back and forth. Rocking is very parasympathetic. How many times do you see, like even if we get stressed, right, you start to rock, you rock babies, right? Very, very, very parasympathetic. And you really want to find that place, and you'll feel it. Chances are, especially you, Stacy, and a lot of people who have ridden a lot will feel that. It's almost like you don't even have to look, right? Because suddenly everyone's like, right? You find that. And then you want to back them up, because that you can absolutely remap them. And you want to make sure that it's not a gated horse. Gated horse is a little bit different. But as they back up, you really want to watch them go on those diagonals completely evenly. If they don't, if it's kind of like one and then another, okay, then you would come back and you can absolutely massage this. Again, if it's not an orphan horse, orphans are, and some of the high-end show horses, I had one that was a Pasifino who apparently the trainer often broke the low back and the tail. So that horse was a very big gift to me, being a client of mine, because her neurology was so messed up, right? She couldn't deal to be touched with, and it wasn't only that she was in so much pain, it was that basically the neuroplasticity, how her nervous system had changed to do what she had asked. So it was basically remapping that, unwinding that. So one of the things is every time you work on the withers, every time you kind of do that mommy thing, right? Endorphins and encapsulons, which are good chemicals, are released in the body, calming, parasympathetic chemicals. So you can even, like what I did before, if your horse is not comfortable, and most horses have learned a vertical that is not theirs, and again, they'll never be able to perform for you in the way that they need to if they don't know their own vertical or if they've overridden it neurologically. So you just basically can hold the withers, find the natural vertical. There we are. Very nice. You'll feel the withers open on the natural vertical. They are closed otherwise. So if, as you drop the head on the natural vertical, whether you're in dressage or reining or anything else, if they don't have the arch in the neck, and they don't have the natural vertical, when you put your hands up here, you'll feel those withered bones, the spinous processes in the bones, you'll feel them close. When you get to the natural vertical, you'll feel them open. And again, big teaching, big relationship oriented. So you hold that, just again, find his normal natural vertical, which he's giving me now. How nice, okay? He and I are becoming, I don't know, friends, whatever we want to say there, right? He's trusting me. And this is really interesting because, you know, prey, predator, we talk a lot about that. And in order for them to give me a natural vertical, and for them to give you a natural vertical, it's a big, huge trust issue. Best ever. Best ever, huh? Yeah, you are so good. You're so good. Good to see you. Okay, let's take him for another walk. Is anybody having questions? Okay. Anybody? Go ahead.
So, what is it about
Woohoo! Look at him now. We do have it on film, but it's kind of interesting, huh? Even better and better and better.
what is it about changing the movement pattern to encourage more horses to land heels first? Is it a difference in the way that those experiences interact with the ground? Does the blood flow change?
Everything changes.
Does the mechanics of the way the
So come out
tissue-
here. Come out here. See my demo guy? Come up here. So we have this beautiful horse that's our new demo guy. And so this horse is hitting toe first. So I'd like you to walk around and hit it. moving, he's coming underneath himself more and more. I haven't changed anything in his feet. So don't you want, I just want to like go in there and change his feet so that this even gives him more. How you doing? I'm walking on your toes.
Weird.
How are you feeling? Tell us how you're feeling. What does he look like?
Sore.
Does he look like the front half of most of the horses you see? So I want you to tell me, can you give me a vertical? Keep walking like that. Give me a vertical. On your head. If you were the horse, what happens? What do you see happening?
I feel like I want to.
What's happening? Yes, steps are short. Now, so okay, is this the horse you want to ride?
It's rocking from side to side.
So do you see how, isn't it interesting how his body's actually going inward, right? And you know him to be a big person, right? He's big and out there. Look at what's happening in order for him to walk on his toes. Isn't he becoming more and more inward? Not very comfortable, right? Okay, do we have somebody, let's stop for a moment. Do we have somebody who wants to be the back end of a horse? For him? Do I have a volunteer? Hey, volunteer, come on up. Come on down.
Go, Kelsey.
Hope you've got good hearts. Nobody's going to pay good money for us.
So you're going to toe walk on the front, and you're going to also toe walk, and you're going to do rear end. You can do this, or you can do this. So this is usually what we see horses do. Is you can do this two-handed toe walk. So here's the rear end. Okay, let's see. See a horse? You can move forward first. Keep coming in a little bit more. So you can really see that football. Yeah, you're going to walk. See, now you don't want to go into the heel, so go ahead. So can you see how you don't want to go into the toe so much? It's not comfortable, is it? Okay, so if I'm talking to you, can you kind of concentrate on me or not really? Yeah?
Me?
Yeah. Can you kind of, are you kind of noticing but not so much? Yeah, it's kind of sort of, right? Yeah, sort of. And so can you see how, okay, it's already happening to her, how her body's starting to go. Can you feel that? Going inward? Not feeling so good? Right? Not feeling very good at all. Right. Okay. So now let's heel walk. I want you to watch what happens. So heel walk in the way that you're going heel to toe, what would be your normal body? Heel to toe, roll through the toe, roll through the toe. Are you starting to see the changes? All right. Look at Doug! Doug is starting to get parasympathetic eye. Again, triangles over the tops of the eyes. Very nice. Can you see him very elongated? Like getting longer and longer. We're starting to see, look at the nice little bulges in those gluteal muscles, right? What are we able to do to these? Look. Again, lovely round bottom. You'll never get muscle development in the gluteals if you don't get gluteal first in the rear end. So for horses that should have nice, big muscles in the back, and you're just not getting it no matter how you train. Look at these two. Oh, they're back. And so isn't it interesting? They're back with us, right? You're back with me. Now I want you to walk backwards, the two of you. Walking backwards. So let's just reset that nervous system. Walk backwards until you actually feel better than when you started. And you might have felt just fine before, but better than when you started. Your lungs start to open, sternum starts already happening, sternum starting to come up, shoulders starting to drop, head and neck being more puffy, pelvis changing. Feeling kind of nice. So now this is like sort of good Zen moments, right? But also being very aware. You can stop with it. When you feel like you've really set this in your nervous system that the moment that you're walking backwards in your neurology, that you want that moment to stick. Where if I were to say, okay, this is the body you're going to live in for the rest of your life, keep walking backwards and find that place and take a few more steps and stop. Pretty nice, huh? We made him do it longer so he didn't need to walk backwards. Okay, so tell me what you think. And the experience of walking on the toes?
That's not good.
So prefer this nervous system to the other one?
Sure.
Yeah. So imagine what all your horses are going through if they're not trimmed even, and most, I would say most, it's rare that I see a horse that actually has a trim just for its body. You can get heel to toe a lot, but it's actually, you might be getting close, but what I've seen is close is usually not really valuable. And it doesn't matter if it's, again, backyard rescue horse all the way to, world-class horses.
I have another question. What is the natural vertical?
Natural vertical. Okay, so come on here. We have the lovely Doug, and he's actually starting to demonstrate it right now. So put your hand underneath here. I want you to put. So what you're going to do is you're going to feel right underneath the jaw. You're going to wiggle a little bit. And he's just right there. Can you feel how everything opens?
Yeah.
And it feels really comfortable. And can you feel that in your own side, in your own body also? Like it's just like, oh, it feels really good. And see, now he's giving me grace. Because he doesn't, again, I'm on the other side. So he has a lot of trust issues, even though you would never think that about this guy. Never think that. So what you want is on the natural vertical, the neck arches forward, and basically the head hangs off of the neck, like the cervical vertebra. Like that. And I want to change his eye for him. So did you get a chance to see how his eyes are still off? They're not as bad as they were. Okay, any other questions? I'm just going to fix this for him. So as a gift for being our demo guy. Questions, comments?
Yes, Colleen. You had a comment before when the people were going backwards, and you said go backwards until you felt more comfortable. Can you explain that more to me?
Yeah, okay, so who wants to try it? Back group? Come on up, because again, neurology is about feeling. Anybody want to come up? Colleen, you want to come up?
Sure. Come on, Colleen.
Okay.
I mean, first one is that.
Okay. So anybody have body pain? A little bit of body pain? Body pain? Body pain?
Hang on, not.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do is just start walking backwards. Start walking backwards. Just start walking backwards. First thing usually that you'll feel is you'll start to feel, oh, this kind of feels interesting. I don't do this. Colleen, you might want to do it in a kind of a, there you go. So you want to walk backwards in a parasympathetic way. So you really want to concentrate having the heel, coming off the toe, heel, coming off the toe. You're doing it correctly, which is kind of not quite the right thing. You're doing it well. You'll start to feel inside yourself more comfortable. So keep walking, because it'll take a little while. Because suddenly your neurology is like, wait a minute, I've been working on this for years now, and suddenly you're offering me the door to open up, right? Suddenly you're offering me the thing I've been wanting. So you keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. You'll feel a little calm. And if you start to look at each other's eyes when you do it enough, your eyes will dilate. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Your breathing will start to go deeper. Your chest will start to open up. Your collarbones and shoulders will start to go back. There you go. So, and you just want to, and you want to do this in a kind of way because everybody's starting to feel a little calmer, right? Okay, because our sympathetic nervous system lives in your heels, not really. But you can access it, it's your doorway. Again, keep walking over here. You're starting to get out. That's how it's just before. Yeah. So keep walking until the last wave and have
Hey, your boy did have some water still this morning.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it wasn't so low, but it was hard to see, like, enough for today.
Yeah.
Because you're coming out this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm taking Karen out to have a look at her.
Taking what?
Karen out.
Oh, good.
See what she thinks of these funny legs.
Cool. Good idea.
And then stop when you love whatever you breathe out.
There's my cat box and Sarah and everything still there.
Where's your salad?
In the cat box.
Yeah, down in that final stall.
Over and over and over again. So it's not just at this moment. And anytime you walk backwards, anytime
probably
now
pile
Doug
stuff
goes
on top.
backwards, or we put him on a natural vertical, or we touch his withers, he's going to go there. Because this is the normal, natural place. Not where you guys have it.
Um,
But her show did change his expression as soon as she got that mallet out.
Tay's actually
I mean, you know, he was
asking
looking
me
for
as
the
an interest.
See what she means about that Peggy Wood.
I had to go
relaxed part
this morning or, this morning about this.
Uh-huh.
I said, sweetheart, you keep this up, you're gonna